you?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Thanks. I got cell phone chargers back there if you need one.
Okay.
Oh, who's this?
I actually live over here on the next street.
Ah,
Yeah, so
you
we're
like
neighbor-
it over here?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, especially on days like this. It's so great.
Yeah, nice and calm.
Yeah.
Lots of things walking distance.
Right, and then you've got the beach just right there, the lake. I go to this coffee shop way more than I should. Are you two visiting Chicago or are you from here?
Just visiting.
Oh, okay. So heading home now?
Mm-hmm.
Where's home?
Texas.
Texas. What part of Texas?
Dallas area.
Dallas. I get a lot of people from Dallas. I hear it's great. It's a good place to have a family. Good place to create a life.
It's one of the least expensive,
Which is
lesser of the
nice.
expensive cities, I guess.
Yeah. I think they're growing, they're doing more stuff. I hear there's like 8 things to do though for now, like in the nightlife.
Yeah, there's really just clubs, and that's about it. We don't really have any like cool attractions or anything.
Yeah.
Just sports and clubs.
I think somebody's telling me there's like what is it? A zoo or like a water thing?
Yeah, the Dallas and Fort Worth Zoo are pretty popular. I've never been to either to know what the hype is, so I'm not completely sure.
I see. Are you originally from Dallas?
I'm from the East Texas area.
Okay.
So like an hour and a half, 2 hours away
Sure.
from Dallas. But yeah, we don't have tons. We don't have like a big bean to go see or skyscrapers to go sit in the way that you do here.
That's very true. Yeah, Chicago's got a ton of stuff. It's a world-class city, so there's a lot of touristy stuff. How long was your trip for?
Just from Thursday till now, so what, 4 nights?
4 nights.
4 nights, 5 days. But we got in around 7-ish, so we still have like a full evening on Thursday. And we've
Okay.
had all of today, so we had a
Nice.
pretty good amount of time.
Did you get to any of the festivals or anything like that?
No, we were just kind of freestyling it. So we saw the Bean, went on a architectural boat tour.
Oh, I love those. Those are so fun.
Went to a lounge on the 95th floor.
Okay.
To Navy Pier.
Navy
Yeah.
Pier, yeah.
Did a couple of clubs and bars.
Nice.
Nightlife.
Oh yeah, those are all great.
I feel like we saw a good amount of things.
Definitely. You experienced maybe half of 1% of Chicago.
Yeah, I never got to any hot dogs though, so I'll
Oh.
put it on the to-do list for next time.
Should take.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pizza. That's what I ate the last.
Yeah, the pizzas here are very good, especially like in this area. There's a couple of really good ones. If you come back to here, there's the Pete's over here on Granville. That's like, I don't know, maybe 10th on the list of places I'd go to. But Pizzeria Aroma is really good, and then Fat Chris's is a really good pizza place. They're like less known, so but they're like the really good
Right,
ones.
it's like the real deal.
Yeah. I know Dallas has good barbecue. I remember I went out
Yeah,
to
Texas is definitely a barbecue place.
Yeah.
Soul food place.
Yeah, and then because I grew up in California with In-N-Out Burger, and you all have one out there.
And then just the further south you go, you get more into authentic Mexican food, and
Sure.
it's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll-
food-wise, we're big in Texas.
Sure, I bet. Yeah, and honestly, the Mexican food, in my opinion, as a Mexican from California, it's very lacking out here. But I can't tell that to any Chicago people. They might try and fight me.
Right.
Yeah, there's. It's not like Texas, where like there are a lot of Hispanics,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought they would be here too, but I see a lot in the nightlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where we went to.
Oh yeah, we're out here. We're definitely out here. There's a lot of representation. If you go even a little further north, just on Clark Street, if you go up maybe past Devon, and then you just keep going up, there's a ton of little Mexican restaurants, Mexican grocery stores, signs in Spanish and all that stuff. It's not even that far. It's like half a mile. And then there's a big Dominican and Puerto Rican like group of people as well. There's like on Division Boulevard, you'll see like Puerto Rican flags on the street, like over the street as part of the architecture, and there's a ton of Puerto Rican restaurants, which I don't know if they have a lot of that in Texas, but that's like a different mix of the culture.
Yeah, no, we don't really get a lot of the other Spanish-speaking countries represented in Texas.
Yeah.
But I have been to Puerto Rico, and It's gorgeous there.
Oh, for sure.
Amazing. I can't
Yeah.
think about it like Padre. Oh, that's great.
So what do you do too in Texas?
Hmm?
What do you two do in Texas?
In what manner?
Like for work, school, anything like that?
I'm an adapted physical education specialist, so I do PE standards for students with disabilities in my school district.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we're kind of like a half in the office, half in the classroom type of position. So some days I'm in the office writing reports and evaluations, and other days I'm actively in PE classes with my students or helping facilitate Special Olympics or anything physical activity standards in school in general I help out with.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so necessary. I mean,
Yeah.
we're human bodies. We got to get them moving.
We're
right?
already a sedentary population,
Which is,
so you become way more at risk when you have a disability. You don't have as much accessibility or anything to it. So
Right, very
it's a
true.
growing field.
Oh, yeah, and adapting the actual work, right?
Because PE in general is already very overlooked.
Uh-huh.
At least in Texas, I think it's a little better over here. At least I know in Wisconsin it's a little better.
Okay.
But in Texas, it's very much so. You're either an athlete or you sit in the bleachers.
Right, football, that's all
Right,
they've got
yeah,
in
it's a big
Texas.
powerhouse down there.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, you're at rush hour traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing construction work on the highway to get out there, so it's extra bad.
Yeah, it's always a battle back and forth. Like, do you get an earlier flight
Yeah.
and avoid it, or do you get a later flight and do all the traffic? Hella.
Yeah, I'm a cook. Can I say a cook?
Oh, a cook? Okay,
Yeah,
carver?
restaurant. You know, Tyler, it's a couple hours from Dallas.
Okay,
Yeah, it's pretty in the country, but
sure. And so you do like carving work? So is that like you're working with meats and
yes.
Oh,
It's
very
like a really modern kind of restaurant.
okay.
You've heard of Texas de Brazil?
Yeah, Texas de Brazil. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
No,
So
I
it's
work right there by the time.
okay. So it's a similar restaurant type of thing. Oh, very
Exact
cool.
same like franchise.
Ah, nice. I know Texas de Brazil is similar
let you know when we
to
get to
what's
it.
that one big one, Fogo de Chao or something like that. The
Chama de Gaucha.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when we get through
One of the
security.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to it the last time I came here,
Mm-hmm.
and it was good. It was
Nice.
really good. But it's exciting.
He is stupid drunk. Oh my gosh.
One of your friends you're
He's-
talking to?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we came to see our brother.
Uh huh.
He moved out here in November for work, and it's definitely been very hard on him adjusting social wise.
Okay. Yeah.
So for the first like 2 or 3 months, he was just flying back to Texas like as much as possible, but
Sure.
that's a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
So he's just emotional,
Oh, poor guy.
drunk
Yeah.
calling.
Is that who brought you two out?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, we're neighbors, so if he just let him know he's got a guy over there. If he likes to lift weights, I have a gym, so
He probably needs to get into it. He needs something to occupy his time a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. But I imagine he'll probably call like 4 more times before we even get on the plane.
To say, don't go, come back. I miss you. Don't go.
I thought he's gonna tell us we forgot something. That's
Oh.
why I rushed.
He's like, the reality, it's kicking in that
Oh.
y'all are gone for the airport. Like, just go to sleep. By the time you wake up, we'll be on the plane.
We'll be in Texas.
Yeah, he needs to just go ahead and sleep for the rest of the day, honestly.
I've been in his position. I'm from California. I'm only out here for my daughter. I have no family out here, no friends. And I remember the first time I dropped my mom and my sister off at the airport, and I was like, I haven't seen family in 2 years before they showed up. Oh, it was like a year. It was when my daughter was born, like when she was like a year, and it really hit really hard that it was like, you know, because family is something people need, that connection.
So you're from California. I can ask you now.
Okay.
It's really similar with California here. But
Here? Mm-hmm.
from Texas, I see here, then I'm like, this place is pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Sure. Pretty good is a good way to put it.
I mean, I can't say.
What's your question?
I don't understand how it's hard to adjust. I would love to be in a place
Oh.
like this.
Oh,
Right.
you should come in the winter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely
I
not.
don't think I would take
I
it
hate
in
the cold.
winter.
Yeah, so you've already said, so winter in Chicago lasts for 9 months. You are here when it's nice, and it just
Yeah.
started getting nice, and it's only going to be
In
nice.
9 months of depressing weather, I'd be depressed too.
Brutally
Out
depressing.
of 12 months of
Yes,
the year.
yes, yeah. And there's a lot to do. So for your brother, I would recommend he looks into getting, they're called sunlight simulating lights, 10,000 lux lights. I had to use it coming from California. I just blast every morning. I blast artificial sunlight in my face. In Alaska, they call them happy lights because if you don't have them, you get very depressed.
Yeah, you
And
need your-
coming
you
from
need your vitamin
Texas,
D.
yes, coming from Texas where there's way more sunshine, you need the sunshine. It's only like this a little bit. You were here for the nice days. That's
Yeah,
all.
all.
You
our
just
first
came.
night here, it was cold, and
Yeah.
I was like, I did not prepare for this.
That's so
I was like, I
funny.
brought open-toed shoes, I brought jeans with holes in them.
When he just came in November.
Oh gosh, that was right when it got big. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he
was right
kind
when
of
it got
stopped smoking cigarettes because it was too cold to go outside to smoke. I said, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
good,
it
right?
helps him. Yeah. Oh gosh, poor guy. Yeah, and it really, and honestly, this last winter was mild compared to the ones that have happened before. And it was, yeah, this one was not that much snow. Last year, before he showed up, it snowed until June.
That's awful.
Yes.
Oh, June.
Now you're getting it. Awful. It's awful. There you go. So I'll keep telling you terrible things about this place. It's no. It really is like between what is it? Memorial Day and Labor Day, Chicago comes to life. That's where you were
Right.
here for. Like there's people everywhere, there's festivals everywhere. Every neighborhood, every part of Chicago has something to do. You could get lost in the city just going to a new place every week doing something new. And it's really, really wonderful. But then when it gets cold,
There's nothing.
nobody wants to go outside.
Right.
The crime goes down, everything. Nobody wants to be
Everybody wants
outside.
to be in.
Crime goes
Yes.
down.
That's good.
Yeah. And that's part of it. Like I said, Chicago comes to life. Most of the crime happens around now, and it's when it's warm, that's when it starts to get bad. So it's both sides of it. But you know, you learn to adjust. I still haven't. It's been 5 years. I just stay inside. I don't go outside in the winter. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better. I'm doing like ice cold showers and ice baths and all that stuff to like teach my body how to tolerate the cold, which also might help your brother too, to have him to start doing cold showers.
He does. He has always been doing cold showers in Texas, you know.
Oh, really?
Weird.
Nice. Well, that should help. That should start getting at least a tolerating of it. But the sunlight is definitely, I think, something that'll help too. And then, yeah, getting more social, getting out there. There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
Exactly. And even in the winter time, people understand that, and they are very social. People are very friendly in Chicago. They're very open. They're very like welcoming. So there's definitely a lot of culture and a lot of connectivity out here that he can get into as well. So did you always want to work in physical education?
I actually had no plans of going into physical education.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to be in education, but I saw myself more as like a biology teacher or a math teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And then my senior year of high school, I had a couple of injuries while playing volleyball, so I spent a lot of time in the athletic training room and got interested in that. So for junior college, I did athletic training and was a part of a student athletic training program in Texas for like a really good junior college with lots of national championship titles for their sports.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted to transfer to either Sam Houston or Baylor University.
Okay.
But Sam Houston was like, I was missing 2 classes in their athletic training curriculum, and I'd have to like wait a whole year and take their classes before I could get into their program. And I was like, y'all are not extending my graduation time by a year.
Yeah.
And
Seriously.
then Baylor, I was just competing for a really competitive scholarship and didn't get it. So I was like, I'm not going there because it's crazy expensive.
Okay.
So then I just went to our hometown university for my bachelor's in kinesiology with a
Okay.
minor in education, and that
Okay.
just automatically puts you in the PE route because everybody thinks that if you're in kines and you want to go into education that
Sure.
you must want to be a PE teacher or a coach.
Right.
Which I was never against coaching. I wanted to coach. I never thought about PE.
Okay.
And so I just did that, and then I had to do like all my student teaching in PE, and I had to take an adapted PE course. And we actually have a school in our hometown that is a special education school only. So class sizes are like from 5 to 10. one teacher, 2 paraprofessionals in every classroom, and the entire school is adapted, including their PE gym, and they had horseback riding therapy.
Ooh, okay.
Because horseback riding trains the same muscles as you're walking. It trains the same gait muscles.
Really?
So
I had
you
no
can-
idea.
So you can kind of get some people on that and get those muscles trained in a way that they don't get them trained. And
Yeah.
for some people, it starts them to walk on
Oh,
a walker
that's-
and whatnot.
Sure, that's amazing. I had no idea.
So
That's
I was
really
just
cool.
exposed to that whole field, and I was like, wow, I'm a whole PE major and don't even know what adapted PE is.
Sure.
And I had expressed to my one of my teachers that I wanted to go to grad school. I just didn't know if I wanted to go like the kinesiology route
Uh-huh.
or if I wanted to go the education route and do stuff that'll help me be like a principal or something one day.
Mm-hmm.
And it just happened to be a school had sent out and I don't know, like a pamphlet basically of their APE program.
Uh-huh.
And my teacher shared it with me, and he was like, you meet all this criteria, apply. And I just applied and got in.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah. It was just a 1-year program, like all on a grant scholarship, so it was free.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, if I love it, fantastic. If I hate it, it's just a year, and
Right.
I still will have a whole grad degree
Yeah.
in kinesiology, so
Yeah.
we'll go for it.
Yeah.
And then he's calling again.
Okay.
Hello.
I think kinesiology and kinesiology is amazing. I'm so I love the mechanics of the human body. I love how like the nervous system works as a weightlifting coach. So like I learned a lot about how that works, the nervous system and body mechanics and all that stuff. If you ever come back, there's a person you should totally talk to, is my chiropractor. And she's one of the most amazing people and so knowledgeable. Every 5 minutes so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the last time when he left Texas, me and our other friend, we dropped him off at the airport, and he called, I think 4 times before we even made it home.
Oh,
And
wow.
we were only a 30-minute ride. 30 minutes and long enough to stop in the Canes line 4 calls.
Wow.
He misses Texas.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he's going to come for 4th of July. That's probably not smart for him.
Right?
He should. He needs the sunshine. He needs to get warm.
Or he just needs to come at the end of July for when we go to the soccer game, yeah.
July.
Where we still going to that.
Inter Miami.
Wasn't there a soccer game that's supposed to be happening in Dallas end of July? Like in the middle of the week, the same one that we went to last year. Well, the one that you didn't go to last year. When Barcelona and them played.
I'm playing for the Inter Miami game, but that was before Messi went. So I think it's
Oh, so now they're not.
$20 to $400. But then we'll keep talking about this Brazilian game.
The team that Messi just went to was the team that was coming to play in Dallas.
They played over the US.
Yeah, I'm talking about the team, the whatever game we had said we were going to go to at the end of July. That's already established.
Was it Barcelona?
That's who we saw last year.
Mhm.
So was it one of those again?
Yes.
I thought we talked about. Wasn't that you that we talked about that with?
Maybe.
Like Johnny and Chino and
Johnny Chino. Yeah, it has to be that game. Neil showed it to us.
yeah, something like that. Because we went last. Well, you didn't go. She did not off for work.
Is he your older, middle, younger brother?
Older.
Older. So does he also have an accent?
Yeah, so I'm not an actual sibling. It's just easier that way.
Okay.
But they're from Uganda,
I see.
and I met them in Texas.
Oh, cool.
And I'm Texas born and raised, so
I see. So you're found family.
yeah, it's
That's
funny
wonderful.
to explain. Like, I just assume I'll tell people like, oh yeah, we're just siblings, but then eventually they're like, you have accent and you don't. So and then I'm like, okay, you got me.
You got me.
Or they'll be like, they look like twins, but you do not. I'm like,
Oh,
well, we're
no.
not triplets.
You could just say you're younger. You grew up without it. Just,
And I'm
you
just
know,
like,
that's
oh
all.
yeah, I'm the adopted one, I guess.
I see. So how did you three all meet then?
I guess in simple terms, I met their friend at the club, and then I just started hanging out with all of them.
You just attached that these are my
Yeah.
friends now. Here
They
we go.
liked me, so they kept me.
Oh, that's great.
And now we're traveling the U.S. together.
Fun. How long ago was that?
Less than 3 years.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like I've known them for 15, though. They're my children.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're the mom. You're the mom of the
Yeah.
two. That's so sweet.
Every time our friends call, they're like, I'm glad Katrina's there to take care of y'all. I'm like, I know. They wouldn't make it very far without me.
Right? She orders the Ubers.
I don't trust them further than I can see them.
Oh, no.
But more so the other one. He's a wild man when he's intoxicated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sounds fun, though. He's in a great neighborhood. He really is. He just has to get out.
He has a bar literally walking distance from him.
Which
so-
one? The Anvil?
Whichever one's close to the Pete's Pizza Shop.
Okay. Does he know that's a gay bar?
We won't tell him.
Okay. Let the hilarity ensue. If he's a good-looking guy, he might get some free drinks.
Well, maybe that's not the bar that he goes to, because he would know if it's a gay bar, and he probably wouldn't go in there. He's a little
Okay.
But I'm working on that too.
Sure. Well, that's good. Is it? Because there's only one bar.
It's like right there next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, that's the Anvil. It's a gay bar.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
then I guess he
yeah,
hasn't seen anything gay yet.
He
'cause
hasn't.
He
Hasn't
wouldn't
come
go back.
up. Oh, poor guy. Okay.
Yeah.
There is another one that's not a gay bar. It's a little more locals. It's across Broadway if you want to tell them. It's called, I think, Double Bubble. Yeah, Double Bubble. I thought it was a laundromat, but it's a bar. Yeah.
We'll keep it our little secret for now.
Yeah,
He's definitely having a little bit of culture shock. I mean, one from them being from Uganda, and then two being from Texas.
Sure.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So he's having like a lot of culture shock of there's flags everywhere. I'm like, it's okay. It's literally okay.
He's also in a very trans and gay friendly part of town.
and I'm trying to tell him that like you don't have to support it or not support it. He's calling again.
Hello?
We made it 7 minutes this time.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's doing pretty good. He's getting there, slowly
What?
detaching. Do they have trains that you have to wait for in Texas?
We have like very little to none public transportation.
I heard that there's a train from Chicago to Texas to Dallas.
I would never get
Probably
on that.
like a railroad. You just have to go.
Like
Sure.
19 hours.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so-
cross country.
It's like a tour train.
That's a big That's a big part of Chicago is that they do freight because it's right in the center of America. So there's a lot of freight that'll come, and there'll be trains with like shipping and cargo and all that stuff. What you're gonna see go by here is the Metra, and what that does is that goes from downtown Chicago all the way out to the burbs, and they have multiple ones. So those are the commuter trains for public transport type, and then you'll see like freight trains too. I don't think we're gonna pass any of them on the way. I'll point out when we get to O'Hare, FedEx has a whole section of the airport that you never go to. You never see it. It's just right there, all FedEx. And then they have one for UPS and I think one for Amazon too. But then there's only, let's see. So this is oh no, that looks like that's a public train. So that's all people getting off work and going back to the burbs.
We have buses in Dallas, but definitely not the way that y'all have buses.
I see.
We definitely don't have any trains or anything. Just a bunch of traffic. Traffic and construction.
Traffic and construction. That's how it starts. That's how it starts. In Chicago, there's 2 seasons. There's winter and construction, so we're in construction season. So that's why traffic is going to be so bad, and you'll see when we get out there, it's a lot. Though actually, I think we might be avoiding it if we're taking Devon.
It was definitely very different to enter a subway yesterday, and there'd be so many people on it.
Oh, that's
That
so
was
funny.
like, oh my gosh! For once, I'd rather be in traffic. So many people.
Yes, especially on a weekend, especially on when it was so nice out. Also, this weekend was Chicago Pride weekend. So it was like everybody coming out in full force. So there was quite a bit. And yeah, like you were saying, so the culture shock for him, that's definitely going to be a thing. And there's going to be a lot of pride flag and everything like that. How is it as far as laws in Uganda? I don't know. Are they, I imagine...
You are not allowed to be gay there.
Right, legally, yeah. And that's the thing I learned. Something like 70% of all countries in the world
have like way stricter LGBTQ laws.
and they're anti, right? And it's so horrible. It's like, wow, really? And so I love it. I'm just like, it's so great that people get to be themselves and be open here. Yeah, but and then I guess in Texas, having that as part of the culture can be an issue too. So yeah, I see how that could be a bit of a culture shock.
Because Texas is definitely a red state.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as bad as Florida yet
Right.
with their people, but
Yet, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely we have those people that, you know, yell and cuss at people on the side of the street or a store or a club for, you know, whatever they decide to do in their love life.
Sure. Oh, that's so
So-
unfortunate. And then they say they're Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so hilarious. Yeah. I was just watching a video where they had Pride in Washington, and a bunch of neo-Nazis came out, and they were being very anti-gay and anti-homosexual and anti-anything else. And the people there that were at Pride challenged one guy to like a push-up contest and beat him, just laughed him away, and he left. And then there were other guys, and what they just started doing was twerking on him, just dancing and rubbing their butt until they just made him go.
Yeah, I'm sure they wanted to throw up.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'd eat it up.
See, and I did too. I thought it was great. And I'm just like, you know what? This is how we just have to start handling that from here on out. And I think it's going to happen. I think with all that ridiculous backlash, it's just going to be more and more.
Yeah, if people would just mind their business.
Right?
just mind your business.
Yeah. It's
feel
not
like
your
it.
bedroom. Don't worry about it.
That's kind of what I just try to tell him is they can have all the flags. You don't have to be okay with it, that's fine. But
Yeah.
you will not sit here and acknowledge it as if it's something horrible every single time you see one. Not
Yeah.
with me, at least.
Only because, also, look at what you're doing to yourself, right? Like,
Yeah.
to get
You're
stressed out,
allowing
to get worried about
something
it.
to be in your space and make you bothered every day of your life. So.
Right? It's like, why? Why even care about it? Because, yeah, there's 7.9 billion people on planet Earth, right? They're all different. Like, just let them do it. And that's the easiest thing you can do is just let
You
it
don't
go.
have to like it and you don't have to support it, but you will not be disrespectful about it.
Yeah, just who cares? Save your breath. Save your energy. It's not worth it.
Yeah, definitely culture shock for him.
Well, hopefully somebody at the anvil helps him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be good. So, for PE, for fitness, what would you say is a good thing everybody could do? Like,
Walk more.
walk more. That's the number one.
I
think.
like visiting cities where all this walking is accessible because that's just the start of it, is getting walks in.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
cannot start this snoring, Chelsea.
We've only got 16 minutes. We're making good time.
But yeah, definitely just walking because
Yeah.
like in Dallas you don't have the means to walk places
Sure.
and everything is sitting in a car or an
Mhm.
Uber. Places like this,
yeah.
we literally walked and walked and walked. Got on a train, walked. Got on a bus, walked. That's like the easiest thing you can do.
Oh yeah, and it's so good for you. We as humans, that's absolutely something we would do. It's actually good for not just your body, it's good for your mind too, because things passing by your eyes as you're walking, it de-stresses you. Your body's mechanically designed to be de-stressed by things passing by your eyes. And then on top of that, your brain itself starts to compartmentalize
Definitely
things and adjust
stimulation.
things. Yeah, exactly.
It's the easiest functional movement to do that you will more than likely need the rest of your life. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I love walking. That's why I was telling you about that chiropractor. I've been going to her because I want to say, gosh, it's 2017. So what's that, 6 years ago now? 6 years ago, I woke up, I couldn't feel anything from my belly button to my toes. I just woke up one day completely numb. I was like losing balance, like unable to walk. And it would get to the point where I couldn't walk more than 10 minutes, 15 to 20, and I would start to turn into a zombie. Like my legs wouldn't move, they would start to lock up, and I would have to lie down. Like I couldn't, and I would have to massage to get them to relax. And so this chiropractor lady like really figured it out. She's an absolute genius. I went to kinesiologists, I went to neurologists, I went to chiropractors all over the United States, I mean California and here. And they were all stumped for years. I cannot tell you how many doctor's offices I was crying outside
That's
of
crazy.
because they couldn't figure it out. They're like, we don't know what's wrong with you. You
And
know.
it's so crazy because our bodies are so amazing and capable of so many things.
Yes.
But they're also capable of just stopping working one day with no explanation.
Yes.
You can have all the precautions and all the medicine and all the awareness and symptoms and no answer.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Yes.
We're so ahead, but we're so behind.
Absolutely. Yeah, we really don't understand ourselves. And so she's been pulling it apart, and she was telling me, I mean, she's such a genius because she helps with neuropathy, right? And so she was telling me about this person that she'd been seeing for about 6 weeks now, maybe 8 weeks. And they had a nerve cut during surgery and they couldn't move their toes. But with working with her after the 6 to 8 weeks or so, they were able to start wiggling them again.
That's good.
Yeah, so she's really, really amazing at putting stuff like that back together, and has got me walking. My friends are all saying like, "Oh, you're not limping anymore. Like,
Right.
you're moving better." And so yeah, and it's so important to have that movement.
Nobody appreciates their physical activity until they can't do it anymore.
And that's exactly it. I really loved it. I was an avid weightlifter, loved working out and all that stuff, and then I just lost it. And I truly, here in Chicago, I was really depressed. I felt like I was trapped in my body for years. Like I couldn't exercise like I wanted to, couldn't walk like I wanted to, and it's finally coming back. But like you said, it's you don't realize it until it's gone, and it's something you need as a person for your mind, not just your body, but also for just you as a person, how we are as humans. You don't feel like a person anymore when it goes away. That's great. I'm boring, so that was good. Just went right out.
He closes his eyes and he's asleep.
That's great.
We've been sharing a room the past 4 nights. I could strangle him.
Oh no.
Nah, my mom and brother snore worse than him. So I
Really?
grew up with that.
You're used to
So
it
he'd be like,
already.
Katrina, just go to sleep before I do so I don't wake you up. I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep regardless because I'm asleep.
You
but-
figured it out. You used to
But yeah,
it.
he's definitely a loud snorer.
Oh no.
He kept trying to fall asleep on the trains. And I'm like, you cannot do that. You will scare this entire train.
I used to be really bad at snoring. My people have told me that I sound like a crazy scary monster. But what I do now is I tape my mouth shut and I wear these nose strips.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that I can breathe better. I get way better sleep, and it helps a ton. Like I basically don't snore because I would wake up and like my throat and my nose would hurt, and so I would do that, and it doesn't happen anymore.
Both just snore.
I see. And you mentioned they're twins. Are they identical or?
No, they're not twins.
Okay.
They just get asked all if they're twins, which
I
is
see.
funny to me because I don't think they look alike at all. But maybe it's just because the amount of time I spend with them.
That might
But
be true.
even like the very first night I met them, I never thought they were
Sure.
twins, nor did I think they look alike.
I'm gonna maybe say that might be a little bit of racism.
Yeah,
you
that's what
know?
I say too. They just kind of see they're about the same.
Yeah.
They don't even have the same body frame. The
Oh
only
my
thing really
gosh.
that's similar to them is the hair.
Yeah, they didn't look that similar. So
they're-
you said they were twins. I was like, okay,
They
maybe.
have different noses. Chelsea here is a little bit darker than Conrad.
Sure.
They have different facial features.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, nah, y'all just see two African men and say, they're twins.
They're all right. That's really it.
Y'all are just lucky that they're at least brothers.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, we got it a few times this weekend. There was one older lady, she told us we all three looked alike. And I was like, I know I just told you that we're siblings, but I actually lied. We actually don't look alike at all.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is just all racism, lady.
Yeah, I'm just
Sorry,
like, dang, you just said we all looked okay.
but yeah. Next you're gonna say you people this or that, and that's not okay.
I was like, I'm not
No.
even from Uganda. I'm black and Mexican.
Oh.
Like, I'm confused.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you know where your heritage from? Do you know what part of Mexico your family's from?
San Luis Potosí.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
That's about as much as I can tell you.
I see. Yeah, I did one of those 23andMe's,
Mhm.
and so I got to check my DNA, and it got to tell me like where I was from and all that. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They're pretty cool. Me and my daughter did one, so she did it also. I drop stuff all the time, and I tell her my hands are made out of butter. So she goes, "Yeah, Daddy, when you get your 23andMe, it's gonna say your fingers are 93% butter."
Maybe you come from a line of
Yeah.
butter makers. You know, those interesting things.
Yeah, you never know. That's exactly it.
Oh, my brother's calling. My real brother.
Ah, okay. Your other brother's about due for calling soon.
Do what?
Your other brother's about due for calling soon.
Yeah, they do. Usually they do. We'll call within the same hour of each other. I'm like, y'all have me tapped or something? I have 3 older brothers and 2 younger brothers, so
Oh,
the phone never
wow.
stops.
3 older and 2 younger.
Yeah, I'm the only girl.
You're the only girl. That's so interesting. It's a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah, my 2 younger brothers are adopted,
Okay.
so I was the baby
Uh-huh.
until I was 15,
Yeah.
and then we got them at ages 1 and 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm a very similar scenario. My dad, I was one of 3. I was the youngest of 3. And then when I turned 16, my dad got a girlfriend and got her pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a little brother and sister who are like in their 20s now, and I'm a lot older. It's very different.
Yeah, my oldest brother is 18 years older than me. So I was born and then he graduated high school like 5 months later.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
big disconnect there. I would say
Right.
we really didn't even like become friends until I was like 20, 21.
Wow.
Just because we weren't around each other.
Yeah.
My niece is like 3 years younger than me, so
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, my sister and my dad's girlfriend were pregnant at the same time.
oh wow.
So my little brother is 2 weeks older than his niece.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first 3 nieces and nephews are older than my younger brothers, my younger adopted brothers.
Sure.
So it's like technically they're your uncles, but like they're not really your uncles like by blood, but like they are your uncles. So my 20-year-old, 21-year-old niece and her 11-year-old uncle. Yeah, it makes for a fun explanation all the time.
Sure, yeah. That is so fun. Family's so interesting like that. Like you have the adopted family or the found family and all that stuff as well. So it's like you just live and family is a title. If there's anything I've learned from the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah, families are very dynamic. It's
Yeah.
always interesting to hear how other people's families are. I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh, you don't have adopted siblings or you have sisters? What's
Sure.
that like?
Yeah. Oh yeah, huh? Because you don't have.
Yeah,
it.
no sisters.
Oh.
In general, my family doesn't have a lot of girls in it.
I
So
see.
just a lot of boys in general.
A lot of boys in general. Do you want to have kids someday?
I definitely do.
Oh, that's so cool.
Probably not 6 of them, but
I do. I'm Mexican, so I'm like legally required to have 9 or 10 kids.
right, exactly. I
I'm
used to feel the same way.
Yeah. I only have the one so far, but it turns out you need 2 people to have a kid. I have to get someone to like me enough
Yeah, it's
to.
kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I definitely used to think I was going to be like in junior college, find the love of my life, and we're going to get married. I was going to get a grad degree. We are going to have kids. And now I'm like, haha. That was funny of me to think. And
Isn't
now
it?
I'm like, I'm glad I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I didn't make that a priority in my life to
Yeah.
find a significant other and start popping out babies. Because I see everybody else my age doing that. I'm like, haha, suckers. I can just pick them and go to Chicago because I feel like it. No babysitters, nobody, nothing.
You're not spending any money that you don't need. It's just your own needs and your
just
own
me.
life. Yeah, it's nice.
But yeah, one day. I see
One
myself having kids and probably adopting as well. So
Yeah, that's
find a
exactly
partner
what I want
that's down
to
for
do.
that.
See, yeah.
There's definitely no rush.
Yeah, I'm very much the same way. A huge family person, so I'm just like I want to have a lot of that. But I'm noticing a trend of people not wanting to have kids and thinking it's unethical or not wanting to pass on genes, or in the world that we live in, they kind of say maybe this isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
So it can be pretty tricky. Maybe I'm just in the wrong state.
Definitely seen a lot of people with kids who probably could have lived without them a little longer. So I feel like it's all a lesson. And I take it very seriously.
Very true.
But it's all good.
Yeah, you'll get there eventually. Plenty of time. Not anything to worry about now.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily done living life yet, so
Exactly.
at least my free life where I don't have to answer to anybody or feed somebody else other than myself every day.
Or change diapers. Like that's a thing.
Sounds like a task.
Yeah, it's forever. Like when you have kids, you have to deal with their poo forever.
Like forever.
Forever. I could call my mom right now, like my toilet's not working. She's gonna have to like help me out. She just would. That's just how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something that'll come later on.
That's to avoid.
Maybe in the next 5 to 10 years.
There
we'll
you
worry
go.
about that.
There you go.
For
That's
now, we live.
good. Are you familiar with the story of why Juneteenth is a holiday?
Yeah, I was just telling this one asleep right here earlier what it was.
Because he had no idea, right? That's so funny.
I think he had it confused with something else. Like
okay.
he kept saying that's Independence Day, and I'm like, what Independence Day are you referring to? I was like, I guess you could view it as an Independence Day,
Yeah.
but if you're talking about something else, then no.
No, not quite. Yeah.
So we had to go over the emancipation, and how it was 2 years later. He was like, wait, what? So I said, yeah, I know.
Texas. There you go.
I was like, I don't know how much y'all have to learn, but you learned it real quick, and that was about it.
That's good. Did you learn about like how Oklahoma has that little line that they got from Texas? Do you know the story about that?
Does not sound familiar, but I don't know how much I trust the education system I went through.
And this is why they'll never tell you about it. They just say these are just a funny shape for Oklahoma. So Oklahoma has that shape where it's like got this thing and then it's got this little line over it. It's connected to Texas. And the reason why is because when they were making up the state lines and they were creating the Emancipation Proclamation Act, before it had happened, they said, you know, the North was not pro-slavery, was not into racism, was not pro-slavery. So they said no slavery is allowed by any state above this area on the map in this region. And so Texas said, well, we'll just give that part up so that we're under the line and we can still have slaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not shocked.
Yeah. So yeah, the Juneteenth thing, it's like, yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds like something Texas would do.
Not
Okay.
shocked at all.
Not shocked at all.
Like the other brother, he kept saying, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was something for work because he called off today. And I was like, y'all should have been off anyway.
Yeah.
He was like, why would we be off? I was like, it's a holiday. He's like, it's not a holiday. I'm like,
It's a holiday.
yes, technically it became a holiday 2 years ago, but it's a
Right.
holiday.
It is, yeah.
I was like, it is a federal holiday. It is being observed. My school is closed today for observing Juneteenth. Like,
Yes.
it's a holiday.
Yeah.
It's
I
only
have a
2
9 to
years
5.
strong, but
Right. But it's a
nonetheless.
holiday and it needs more celebrating.
But I
It
was
needs
like,
more.
yeah, you're not going to see a bunch of people closed for it.
Yeah, unfortunately not yet. My work, I have a 9 to 5 and they're a bank and they took today off, which is
Right.
really good. So
As
I'm like,
they
okay.
should.
Yeah, exactly. When did they get here from Uganda?
The one next to me came January 2020, right before COVID.
Wow, yeah.
And our other one, we'll say 2015 or 16, I
Oh,
think.
wow, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a little longer. They're like 4 years apart. So.
I see.
They have an older sister in California and a younger brother back home in Uganda.
Ah, I see. Have you met the other siblings too?
I've met the oldest one from California. She's been to Texas a few times.
Cool.
And the younger one I've just met on the phone.
I see. That's fun. You're so totally just added to the family. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Just in general, like the guy that I met at the club that introduced me to all of them, he's from Eritrea, which is a small East African
Oh,
country.
yeah. Eritrea, yeah,
And
absolutely.
so then, like, their whole friend group, you would think I just, like, walked into the International Student Association. Because there's him, we have a friend from Zimbabwe, a
Yeah.
friend from Puerto Rico, a friend from India, Brazil. Like, the whole group is just a big
Oh, I
melting
love
pot.
that. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. That's one of the things I love about Chicago, like the area I live in, is it's just people from every culture, every race, just all over the place. And it's so I've always grown up kind of with that level of immersement in other cultures. So I love to see it out here.
Yeah, I went to a predominantly white school growing up, so I was like one of 6 people of color in the whole school.
Oh wow.
And like 4 of us were mixed. Like the 3 of them were black and white, and then I'm black and Mexican, so we weren't even like full.
Right.
And then my junior college, since they're really big in sports, they have a lot of international students that come and play. So I've met really girls and guys from all over. And
Yeah.
then when I like made friends with all of them, that's when I really got like immersed in all the different cultures.
Sure. Well,
And
that's cool.
it's great because like growing up around like all of the white people, they'd be like, oh, are you mixed? Like I can tell by your hair. Or they just assume that I'm black and white. I'm like, no, I'm black and Mexican. And they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, okay, because you were there.
Right. Yeah.
And
Thanks
then
for
when I
telling
met
me.
all of the international people, like they automatically knew I couldn't have been just black. They're like, where are you from? And I'd be like, Tyler. And they're like, no, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, my hometown's Troop. And they're like, no, where are you from?
Your
I'm like,
genes,
oh
yeah.
no, like I'm for real born and raised here. Like my mom's black and my dad was Mexican. That's about all I got for you.
Sure.
And they're like, oh, you're not from anywhere else? I'm like, no. They're like, we can tell you're not just black, but we just didn't know what. I'm like, oh, I look ethnic to y'all. Thanks. I don't look like a Texan.
Right.
Thanks. But you can tell they've seen a lot of other people in their life, so they're not used to just having regular people.
Exactly.
Everybody's a little something.
Everybody's a little something, and that's what I love about like 23andMe, that it's telling people that they're showing like nobody's one thing,
Right.
or you're heavily inbred if you are, but like if you're not, then you're a mix. There's a whole lot of other
Right.
stuff, and that's I think really
So it's
cool.
definitely been cool, like meeting all of them and just becoming a part of the friend group family. Because these are
Yeah.
international students from all over. Some of them have been here for a while and established with other family members, and some of them are just here for school.
Yeah.
So when you think about like their Thanksgivings and Christmases and Easters, you know, they don't have those family ties to go home to. So it was nice to get like adopted into the friend group and do all the Friendsgivings and Friends
yeah.
Christmas and everything.
Yeah, see, yeah, I remember those when I was in my 20s. They're so fun. What airline are you?
Southwest.
Southwest. Okay. Oh, now it's in Southwest. Okay, cool.
So yeah, it's been tons of fun getting to know all of them and their cultures and
Yeah.
experience everything.
Yeah, I always loved Friendsgivings. I lived in LA, so actors don't always go home. So I was like, just come to my place. I love to cook, so
Right.
I would just have a really fun, everybody get together and eat and just hang out and be social. Here you are at Southwest.
Perfect. Hello. Vámonos. For real.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Damn, that's
Oh,
not
Southwest.
sick. All right, come on right now.
Yeah.
All right, back's open. It was so nice talking to
Thank
you
you
too.
so
Have
much.
a great day. Have a
Have
great
a
flight.
safe
Thank
trip
you.
back.
Oh,
Okay.
bless that.
Hey, thank you. You too.
Amazing.